Okay, so Mighty Number 9 has finally been released, and the people are hating on this game like no tomorrow. And I can't blame them for it if you go by how the game was handled before launch. But as for the game itself, I seem to have a different opinion than most other people. You see, I am currently enjoying Mighty Number 9 for what it is. The gameplay of having you go around shooting things with your little pellet gun and collecting the powers of enemy bosses you defeat, it's pretty fun. It never has stopped being fun for me. And the levels are pretty challenging, forcing me to restart them on several occasions. But that is also probably because I suck. Now, currently I'm playing the game on the PC, and at first I had problems with the game crashing, but after I restarted my computer, everything seems to be working fine for the moment. Another issue is that the game might not properly support joypads. A Steam friend of mine told me that his Logitech gamepad wasn't being registered by the game, and I don't know it about you, but I'm pretty bad at the game already, and I most certainly don't think I could play with a mouse and keyboard. Currently, I'm playing with a Xbox One controller, and that seems to be working with no problems, but I expect it to since it's actually a Microsoft product. Now, the graphics of the game are kinda wonky for today's age, but the game is only $20 on Steam, so for me it makes a lot of sense. For $20, I'm surprised that the game isn't having more problems. And as for frame rate, I didn't notice any drops and the game was a solid 60 for me while I was dying my ass off. Now, the characters of this story don't exactly seem to have any life to them. Yes, they are voice acted, but like an idiot, I left the game in English for the most part, and I'm suffering because of it, because that was a mistake. I mean, I watch anime. You would think that I would know better. The characters just stand there while the words are being said, which doesn't really help because, as I said before, it gives them a real lifeless feel to them. Now, in a game like this, obviously combat is very important. You need fluidity. And the combat does remind me of Mega Man, with a few twists and turns, and not just because I'm bad at the game. Even the first stage where you're running along the highway kinda reminds me of Mega Man X, but grabbing combos by chain rushing enemies has a bit of a trick to it and is a little bit hard to master, as I myself I often get hit. But I am looking forward to getting better at the game and completing more missions. Now, I understand that a lot of fans, they wanted more from this game. But $4 million is not a lot of money. I mean, sure it is when you're a single person, but when it comes to making games, it's barely a drop in the bucket, especially when games these days are costing around $20 to $30 million to make, especially considering how many failed games never see the light of day these days. And with that, I will say that I am very much enjoying this game, and I feel like I didn't waste my $20. So I'm going to give this game a score of a 2. And now that I've gotten it out the way, every piece of marketing outside of the initial Kickstarter for this game has been shite. From the delays, to the feminist PR department, to the Red Ash Project trying to milk their fans for more money before the first product has even been released, to even the anime fans on prom night thing, or the most recent, well, it's better than nothing quote. I'm sorry, but as a PR manager, this just reeks of bad decisions that didn't need to happen. I can understand of making mistakes that were unavoidable. Those happened in the production of the game. But every mistake about this game happened outside of the production of it. All of these things could have been prevented if discussed with a reasonable person. How do these decisions make it past the internal office? Japanese or not, there is a limit to how bad you can fuck up the hype for their own game. But anyway, I'm done. You all take care. I shall continue to enjoy Mighty Number 9. For what it is, I think that it is quite a good game. It has delivered on what I expected of it. I don't know what everyone else expected. Maybe some better voice acting, I can't deny that. Maybe a little bit more on the character models. Won't deny that either. But as for the combat and such, it seems alright to me. You all take care.